If you have ever wondered how to do it all as a content creator, I'm going to share all of my tips and tricks in today's podcast. My name is Christina Dennis, and I've been a DIY decor content creator since 2009. What started as a passion for transforming drab spaces into vibrant havens has now turned into something bigger, something life-changing. I'm supporting our entire family with the income from the DIY Mommy blog, YouTube channel, and social media platforms. But it didn't happen overnight. It took countless hours of brainstorming, creating, and sharing content about what I love the most: budget-friendly DIY decor and home improvement projects. Now I'm ready to share all of my secrets, tips, and strategies that helped me turn my passion for DIY decor into a full-time career, supporting my family along the way. Are you ready to transform your hobby into a successful career? Welcome to the Six Figure Creator Podcast. Hello, and welcome back to the Six Figure Creator Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. As a reminder, this is going to be my last podcast episode before I take a break for the summer. I will be coming back again the first week of September. I'm taking a break for a couple different reasons. First of all, the weather is amazing outside. I want to spend some more time outside doing some gardening and some yard work and working on our rental properties in our own home. Plus, my kids are going to be home for a couple months from school, so I want to make sure I spend lots of quality time with my husband and my 3 daughters. Also, I want to make sure that I have enough time while the kids are off school and everything to do the things that bring in most of my revenue, which is my YouTube videos and my blog posts. Today kind of ties into the fact that I'm taking a break from the podcast. I want to talk about how the heck do I do it all? And this is a question that I get asked a lot. I've shared, this is my 16th podcast now, about the behind the scenes of life as a YouTube creator, as a blogger, Instagrammer, all of that stuff. And I asked you a couple weeks ago what you wanted me to talk about. And a few of you said you wanted to know, how do I do all of this? Like, how do I fit all this stuff in that I've been talking about for the past 16 episodes? Do I have help? What's my strategy? Do I sleep? How do I do it? So today I wanted to address that question. It's a really good one and show you what I do and hopefully give you some inspiration, tips, and tricks on how you can get stuff done in your content creation business as well. Firstly, I do have help, and I think that is really important when you're scaling your business. I'm saying this as a little bit of a preaching to myself thing. If you're a perfectionist like me, it can be really hard to let go, but you do have to let go of some things as you expand your business and as you create more content and start making income in a part-time job and a full-time job out of this. You just have to let things go. So maybe it's the things that you don't love as much. So for me, it's answering emails, it's replying to certain comments on certain social sites that I don't like as much. It's editing blog posts, it's editing videos. So for that kind of thing, I do have a virtual assistant and an assistant in real life too. We like to get together. Her name is Sarah. I don't know if she's going to be listening to this podcast, but Sarah, if you're listening, you are amazing, and you have made my life so much better over the past few years that I've worked with you. She is a Jill of all trades. She can do everything from editing to emailing to scheduling. She has a team that works with her as well. So she does quite a few hours for me every month and does all that stuff for me that I don't want to do, and the things that maybe I do want to do, but I should have her help on. She does those things too. So first of all, I do have help, and it's a virtual assistant. I will leave her website in the show notes below if you're interested in learning more about her and her company. And if you think she could help you, definitely check her out. She's amazing, and so is her team. So certainly hiring an assistant or a virtual assistant is a really good step once you feel like you just don't have enough hours in the day to do all the stuff that you want to do as a professional content creator. Secondly, I do have Sean, my husband, who works casually right now, and he does most of the stay-at-home dad stuff with the kids. So lots of the driving and lots of the homework helping, some of the cooking, all that kind of thing right now. So because I work so many hours right now, he's doing that. So that's very, very helpful if you have a partner that can help you with that. If you don't, I know that, that can be a huge, huge juggle. So just know that I do have a partner that is helping me a lot too. So I'm very privileged that way, and I do not take that for granted. The next thing that really helps me get all these things done is what's called batch content producing. So for example, when I want to film a few different videos, I will film the intro and the outro to those videos all on the same day. So maybe I'll film 3 intros and 3 outros. That way I only have to do my makeup nicely and my hair nicely that one time, set up my lighting and my camera. And if I batch film content like that, it is so helpful. And then maybe at the same time, I will film a couple of intros to TikToks or Instagram Reels or whatever, right? So trying to think of how many things you can do at one time is a really great time saver, and it's going to help you get more things done, which is very helpful, especially when you're a 1-person show or a 2-person show. You got to try to get as many things done at once as you can. Another way I incorporate this whole batch content idea is when I'm shooting video, I also take photos for my blog posts as well. And I also shoot really, really wide. And I've talked about this in a previous podcast. I shoot really, really wide so that I can crop that to a vertical format to use for Instagram Reels and TikToks and YouTube Shorts, and now Pinterest videos as well. So batch content production, and also I try to think about how I can repurpose my content, and I shoot my content in a way that I can repurpose it. Another thing that we've been doing, and it's been working really well over the past couple years, is Sarah and I have been repurposing old content on my blog, and I've been repurposing older content on YouTube as well. And how I do that is create a roundup style blog post or a roundup style video showcasing some old projects and maybe making a theme. So for example, 10 DIY home decor projects you can make with scraps. And in that video, I'm using 5 old projects from old videos. Maybe I made a few new ones as well, and editing them all into one video. I think as creatives, we always feel we have to come up with something new every single day. And the truth to that, from my experience, is no, you actually don't. Not every single person in your audience is going to see your project the day you post it. So why not share it over and over and over again? And I found over the past 3 years, we've been really doing this in a large scale. I've had maybe 1 complaint, 2 complaints of people that have said, hey, I've seen this before. This is so annoying. Most of the people that see it haven't seen it before. They didn't see the first time I posted it. So it's a great strategy if you feel like you just don't have enough hours in the day, or you're just not really feeling creative one day. Just repost your old work. You can even re-edit it to make it a little bit more interesting, or update it if it's a blog post and you want to put some new information in it. We found it really, really effective. Lots of old blog posts that I've had on my blog for 10 plus years, I've updated them with relative information and maybe some new images, and maybe just reworded it better, and they've ranked in Google search. Same with videos. I've done YouTube videos where I'm showcasing older projects along with maybe some newer ones, and those have done great too. People love to see those roundup style videos and just be entertained by multiple different projects maybe within the same theme. So this is a strategy that works, and please implement it, because we don't have that many hours in a day, and repurposing that content is a great way to just get some more content out without having to just create constantly. We all need a break. So that being said, that's why I'm taking a break from this podcast this summer. The final thing I want to say, and the final way that I get all this stuff done, is I do prioritize, and I prioritize in a way that is just really straightforward and practical. What I do is I look at, my past quarter, for example, and I see what has actually brought in income as far as over all of my platforms. So YouTube, the blog, Instagram, TikTok, what has actually brought income in to my business that I have been able to use to pay the bills. And those things that have been doing really well and that are growing, those are the things I want to work on first. So for me, it's very simple. It's really what is a good revenue stream for me. I know sometimes I've talked about this with fellow bloggers. I know sometimes it's hard because we think about all of these things that we could be doing to maybe make income in the future. And I think those are great to work on. Like I would love to add on to my little mini course that I have for mood boards, because that can make a little bit of income for me. And that has been so helpful for my viewers and so fun to work on. But the things that really bring in the income for me are my YouTube channel, are my blog, are my growing Amazon affiliate links. Those things have been proven this year to do well for me. So I need to put those in priority number one. And then all the other stuff, when I have quote unquote extra time, I can work on those things. So this podcast is a labor of love, and I've been loving sharing these things with you. But I know the audience here is a little bit smaller, and I know that you probably take a break over summer as well. So that's definitely one reason why I want to just take a little break this summer, come back in the fall when we're all sort of ready to ramp up content creation again. Fourth quarter for YouTubers, bloggers, Instagrammers is the biggest income generator. So I definitely want to come back for then and hopefully share some more ideas with you on how you can grow your business. So with that being said, thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. I hope you found it helpful as you try to juggle blogging and Instagramming and YouTubing with all of the other stuff that you want to do in your life. I encourage you to take a break, take a rest, especially as someone that's creative. It's so important to have those days where we can just rest, be in nature, be with our family, be with our friends, because I feel like that stuff is what fills us up so that we can continue to be creative later. So thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you again back in September.